Hello and welcome to the unlocked edition of IGEL Disrupt 2020 EMEA. Thank you very much for joining this breakout session. Thank you for spending some time and thank you for your interest in printing. My name is Henning Volkmer, and for the next 20 or 25 minutes, I would like to be your host and talk to you about printing in the modern workplace. By way of introduction, I would like to start with the company that I represent. Many of you in the end-user computing space probably know about ThinPrint. For the last 20 or so years, we've amassed quite a number of customers across the globe, customers of all sorts of sizes, whether they're small or large. But one thing that's always the case is that our focus is 100% on printing. On the right side, you can see a couple of the names of the companies that we partner with, as long as a couple of those of our customers. We're proud of the work we've done over the last 20 years, and maybe you can see that from the way that I call ThinPrint the parent, we have a couple new tricks up our sleeves, a couple things that will propel printing into the future, and I would like to start introducing our ezeep brand with a video.
We at ezeep see printing as a vital and essential part of everyday office work. Printed paper can be meaningful, productive, and a responsible alternative to screen-based information consumption. We aim to make printing as easy as a phone call and are committed to minimizing the carbon footprint of printing at the same time. Our solution ezeep connects everyone, anywhere, to the next available printer, regardless of the device. It is the bridge between a desktop in the cloud and a printer in your office or even at your home. ezeep welcomes any new member of a co-working space and connects them instantly to the available printers. We make easy printing for universities possible and allow students to print out their assignments hassle-free. We have built a tiny piece of hardware, the ezeep Hub, to provide a simple way to connect any printer to the cloud. All you need is the hub, the internet, and a printer. The ezeep Hub is completely managed from the cloud. Privacy is important to us. That's why we built Print Later and personal printing into the ezeep platform. Our technology also reduced the number of plastic cards needed by just supporting the exiting cards of the customer's choice. Our ezeep developer network opens up countless opportunities for web and mobile applications, management platforms and endpoint devices like thin clients, network devices or printers. It gives IT administrators peace of mind for full control over their printing infrastructure. Co-working spaces, trade shows, business centers and small businesses have an easy way to earn money with their printers or to just share them for free. The future of printing starts now. Do not waste your time with printer issues. Start using ezeep today.
Thank you to our video team for this introduction of ezeep. We really believe that ezeep is the future of printing, the way that we will be printing for many, many years to come. I just have a couple more slides and I believe then we will dive into a demo. As far as I know, most of the IGEL audience is usually fairly technical, so I don't want to bore you with all of the marketing things for too long. But I also want to make sure that we have the proper background set for all of us before we dive into the demo so that things actually make sense. ezeep is the only fully cloud-based strategy for printing. That means we can assign printers to users. It means we can make sure that we control which user prints to which printer. It means that we have the transport of the actual print job from the device to the printer through the cloud. We have made sure that all of these things are secure, and we most importantly have the actual printing processing, meaning the use of the drivers so that they can translate the print jobs from whatever you have written in your applications or composed in your applications into the language that the printer can understand to produce a high quality printout. We support many drivers so that we can support all of the printers. That's really important for all of the solutions, whether you know the ThinPrint solutions or the ezeep solution, that it's agnostic to whichever printers you're looking to use. We're looking to revolutionize and disrupt the way that actual printing is facilitated. We're not looking to make you buy new printers. And for those of you in the audience that might be IGEL channel partners, we think we have found a pretty great way to include the channel into the chain of events with cloud printing so that you can offer your knowledge and you can offer your expertise to your customers with the ezeep cloud printing solution and make sure that those customers have all of the tools they need, and you can also maybe make some money along the way. One of the things that is important in the cloud printing scenario is that we no longer need print servers with ezeep. If you look at some of the early days of cloud printing, there was always a local machine required with printer drivers installed somewhere. That's something that we've eliminated with ezeep. We just can put the ezeep hub that you saw in the video before into a location that can be a traditional office if some of you are opening those back up. That can be a branch office or remote site where you maybe just have a couple people that are customer facing that come to that location, but that can also be just someone's home office scenario. We're offering the ezeep hub as a subscription for about $8.90 or €8.90 per hub per user. So this is a really efficient and really cost-effective way to bring printing to users wherever they are and connect your print and enterprise infrastructure directly to the printer that the user has at home without routing data through a local device, a local computer that the user runs that you might not trust as much, or without having to put a whole lot of effort securing devices that users have at home. How does all of this work? What's the secret sauce behind all of this? There's really three parts to the secret sauce, or three ingredients, I should maybe say. One is the ezeprint app that's running on your applications, devices, desktops that are looking to print. The application or ezeprint app logs into the user's account that your organization has with the ezeep cloud. That's where all of the administration, print processing, all of those things happen. The job is sent to the ezeep cloud for processing. We have all the drivers you need to support your printers within the ezeep cloud so that you can ultimately send those down to the ezeep connectors. That's a software version of the ezeep hub, essentially. If you don't want to roll out the ezeep hub, but you have an always-on type of device, for example, that can receive the print jobs and then distribute them on the local network to the printers that your users are looking to print to. One thing that's brand new here at Disrupt is the integration of ezeep into the IGEL OS. I'm sure many of you have looked at, for example, the UD Pocket or just IGEL OS in general to roll out a secure, easy to manage way in the world that we're currently living in, where we're not just all coming to an office, where we're looking to reuse machines that users have at home. The IGEL UD Pocket is a great way to do that. And with the integration of ezeep into the IGEL OS, we can make sure that whatever applications you're running from the UD Pocket, or accessing from the UD Pocket, I should say, for example, Windows Virtual Desktop, that those can print to any of the printers that the IGEL OS can talk to through the existing hardware interfaces, say Wi-Fi, Ethernet, or USB on the device that it's running. There's minimal configuration necessary. And we really believe that this is a perfect combination of an Edge OS and an Edge printing solution that works for offices, branch offices, work from home scenarios, but also for users that are roaming around a lot, that might be in the office for 1 day a week. They might eventually be on the road for a day a week, and then they might be working from home the rest of the time, whatever the scenario might be that you're looking to support. That is something that we can do with the integration of ezeep directly into the IGEL OS. And I would like to just take a moment and thank the engineering teams both at IGEL and at ezeep for the work that they've put into this to ensure that the users that need to print actually have the print support available. That said, I promised you a demo, so let's make this a little riskier. Now we're in my virtual IGEL OS device. It is really no different from a physical IGEL OS device, but one of the great things about this operating system is that you can really run it in so many different ways. It's always secure, it's always very fast, and this allows me to simply make our demo a little bit easier. I'll start with the setup dialog for the IGEL OS just to show you that I have a printer installed here. Some of you, or a printer configured, I should say, it really doesn't require an installation. Some of you might be familiar with this dialog. If you're not, I would highly recommend that after the session you take a look at the IGEL OS and familiarize yourself with it. You'll see a very creatively named printer, IGEL OS here. We'll see that again in a moment when I log into a Windows Virtual Desktop. Once I start the login into Windows Virtual Desktop, you'll see that as part of the usual Microsoft dialog, we're also logging into ezeep so that the printer that is configured on my IGEL device, it's just a simple USB printer, will be available within my Windows Virtual Desktop. As with any live demo, this can't be too quick, but all in all, not too bad. Just picking the right Windows Virtual Desktop to connect to, and with that, as you can see, we're already in the Windows Virtual Desktop session. I will start with the user-facing side first and simply open a Word document and hit File, Print, as if I were ready to print a document. In fact, I am ready to print this document, and you can see this is the typical dialog that users usually see when they're printing something. I'm just picking the IGEL OS printer that we just saw, and then I'll hit print. And if the background noise cancellation on my computer here isn't too good, you should hear the printer come to life here as we speak. And with that, it has printed this document. I can see it, it's the same quality and about the same speed that I would get if I had this printer connected locally to a local application. From a user side, that's really all there is to see. So I'll show you the more technical side of this, the back-end side. You see that on this Windows Virtual Desktop, there are 4 printers installed currently. And in order to make any changes to that, in order to do administration, I will simply log into the ezeep admin portal. Typically, I'd see the same Microsoft login dialog, but apparently I'm still logged in from my rehearsal. And we always start with the quick start page to give you an understanding of which components need to be installed where, give you the proper download links and all of those things. But ultimately, you can see this is about as simple as it can be. We have the EasyPrint app installed here on our Windows virtual desktops. We have a ezeep connector on a print server. I'll show you that in a second. We have an ezeep hub installed, and we have the connector on the IGEL OS device to publish that IGEL OS printer that we saw before. ezeep for Azure integrates tightly into Azure Active Directory. It was a launch partner for Windows virtual desktops, and so that was important for us to make it as easy as possible to bring users into the ezeep application. We've since expanded our footprint around authentication providers. We currently need an Azure Active Directory as the basis for the account, but we can invite users just via email, for example, as well. And over the next couple of weeks, you'll see further announcements of more authentication providers and more independence from Azure Active Directory being added for other use case scenarios. Users really only have two types of printers. Local printers, meaning those that are connected either directly to the user's computer via USB or via the local network to bring the print data from that computer to the printer. And then there are the network printers. Those are typically defined as printers where the print data does not touch the user's computers. It's more of a back-end type application. The print data is sent directly to the printer from the applications. In order to configure local printing for the users, the whole scenario is really as simple as it can be. We can disable local printing for everybody in case you have very sensitive information. You don't want people to be able to print from any type of device, but you want to have some control and insight into what's happening. You would check this box. Or we could install or allow printing for users in specific Azure Active Directory groups. In this case, we just have the AAD administrator group added here, or we can simply allow local printing for everybody by removing this group. Network printers are as simple as they can be. You see some of the printers that we have in the Windows Virtual Desktop here installed. One thing that's really great about ezeep is that it's super easy to add a new printer. Let's say we figure out that this user is fairly regularly in the warehouse, and as for any good demo that displays a certain disdain for security, I have my user directly in the Azure Active Directory user groups for the domain admins. Not something you would typically do. And with that, I have this printer added to this user, and we'll see that again in a second. It'll be added within less than 1 minute. As we talked about, printers can come from different sources for networks. They can come from an ezeep hub with cloud rendering, or they could come from a traditional print server where the drivers are installed on the print server directly. And I can show, or I can filter here for printers that are connected just to this ThinPrint hub. And then you can see once I go into the settings here, actually let me pick, once I go into the settings here, that I have a driver selected that will process the print data, send it down to the ezeep hub, and the ezeep hub sends it directly to the printer on the local network. From an admin perspective, this is really, and you can obviously do assignments here. From an admin perspective, though, this is really all there is to do, except one thing that I forgot. We have a self-service portal if you don't want to let users, or if you don't want to have to put the work to decide which user is supposed to have which printer and which group those are in and so forth, you can enable the self-service portal, and then users can pick their own printers. But now it is really the point in time where you've seen all of the printers that are available to the users. You can see that we added the warehouse printer here without any interaction from the user. It just showed up after a couple of seconds. And that really makes printing as easy as possible, both for the users as well as the admin side. I'd be happy to have more of a conversation with you around ezeep. We believe that with the integration into IGEL OS, we've made a big leap forward. We're proud of the work that the teams have done here, but we're also absolutely certain that ezeep is the future of printing. It is the easiest way to bring printing to the users that need printing, whether that's someone who prints shipping labels 30 times an hour, or whether that's something a user just needs to do occasionally. We license ezeep with active users rather than named users or printing. So it's really easy to make sure that your users have printing available to them whenever that is required. We have all these other benefits here. We already talked about those. Just a quick reminder that they're there. I was asked to keep this below 25 minutes so that we have some time to answer questions. If you don't think of your questions right away, but you would like to have a conversation after Disrupt, feel free to reach out to me either via email or the US phone number, or you can reach my coworkers in our office in Berlin in Germany with the +49 number anytime. There are a number of other colleagues around the globe. I didn't want to list all of their numbers here and be very confusing. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your interest in printing. Thank you for listening to me today. I'll be happy to answer more questions and see what comes up around printing, and hopefully I will see you at next Disrupt, maybe even in person.